Hey, what's up guys, Josh here. So I decided to just take the day off of work and shoot something purely for fun. So this video was short, it didn't really involve any planning, no client, and it didn't really take that long to shoot. I decided at the very last minute to leave my Ronin M behind and just shoot handheld. I know that this was an unconventional decision to make, but I decided, hey, you know what, I'll just give it a try. It was actually kind of interesting because back, a few years ago, handheld was how I shot everything. I mean, I couldn't afford all these expensive automated camera stabilizers. After years of passionately advocating mechanically stabilized footage, I'm now seemingly taking a step backward in my production workflow. And again, all the sound effects you see in the video are in fact the Instinct sound effects pack, which you can get at luxuryleaks.com. So why have I now decided to sometimes just put away the stabilizer and just shoot handheld? I'm gonna give you 6 reasons. Shooting handheld just frees you up. It allows you to go into set and act on any spontaneous idea that you have without having to worry about a complex setup beforehand.
And step into that until you go. Okay, good.
Shooting handheld, of course, allows you to shoot in small places. Shooting handheld allows you to do these tight revolve around shots that I love doing. That's almost impossible to do with a huge bulky stabilizer. Shooting handheld just kind of gives you a less conspicuous look, so you're able to avoid the permit police if you're, say, shooting in downtown LA. It just saves time in general. You don't have to have any setup. You can just pick up your camera and just start shooting. It's actually a lot less intimidating for your actors, you'll realize, if you come into their space with kind of a minimalized setup and you don't have a lot of crazy gear. It's also really easy to adjust focus when you shoot handheld. If you wanted to adjust focus when you're doing the Ronin, you'd have to buy like a really expensive follow focus unit. But most importantly, shooting handheld just encourages your on-set thought process to flourish. Your camera almost becomes an extension of your body without having this large bulky stabilizer kind of getting in the way. For me, it's almost a calming mechanism that almost always creates a greater amount of on-the-spot quality shot ideas.
I can't. Just don't, no, you're good. Just don't look at the camera. Don't look at the camera. You're good. I'm uncomfortable. I'll coach you. This is good.
Well, how do I shoot handheld? Well, it always involves me using a 50mm or greater focal length, which allows the background to compress, meaning it makes it appear larger than it actually is. This just allows for a greater background movement as it whizzes in and out of a frame faster than it would with a wider lens. This faster background movement allows me not to have to move the camera as much to create a beautifully dynamic shot. This is perfect considering that smooth handheld camera movement is usually limited to within half the length of your arms. Number 2, I use a really wide 1.4 f-stop, which of course allows for a really shallow depth of field. Now, when you have a really shallow depth of field, you're of course gonna have to adjust focus kind of a lot more than normal. And of course, like I said before, if you're shooting handheld, it's a lot easier to adjust focus. So what's funny is the day I shot that video, I didn't have an ND filter. So in order to maintain a 1.4 f-stop, I had to actually bump the shutter speed up to like something crazy, like 8,000th of a second to compensate for all that excess light.
Yeah, I do need an ND filter.
So as far as how I grip my camera when I'm shooting handheld, I always grip my camera body with my right hand and I grip my camera lens with my left hand. When I'm getting these lateral moving shots, I actually try not to walk anywhere. I try to actually keep my legs in place and simply just move my arms carefully side to side. I actually crouch on my legs so that I can kind of cushion the movement that way, but I'm actually standing still in one place. If I absolutely have to walk forward, I try to roll off of the balls of my feet, walking really softly. And lastly, in post-production, I of course like to use warp stabilizer. This kind of smooths out all of the remaining wobble that you see and should create a smooth, perfect shot. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comments. And as always, keep it chill. Add your name and place of residence to my latest Instagram post, and I promise to give your Instagram page a little peek. Thanks for watching.